tell you why I think everybody should do something like this. It's a journey. I never knew what was going to happen when I sat down to talk about and think about and reminisce all the things that have happened in my family and my family's family. And it really has kind of opened up my own emotions and opened me up to see the things that maybe I pushed to the back of my mind. A whole era has gone by, and 100 years. And this chance for me, this one last chance for me to leave behind, not so much of myself, but of my family. My grandchildren can learn just how interesting their grandparents were. I mean, this couldn't have happened 10 or 15 years ago. I don't really have to worry that I'm going to be able to have them see and hear with pictures, all sorts of photographs, with video, things left over from my father from 1919 when he was a captain of Pennsylvania, my mother when she was a Ziegfeld Folly star, but not so much even, their aura, but their personal lives. I think it's amazing, and that's why I want to do it. Well, my mother, her name was Frances Upton. That's how I get my first name. And at the age of 16, she actually worked in Macy's in New York City and was the counter perfume girl at that time, 16 years old. And one day there was a talent scout from the Ziegfeld Follies who came by and said, you're a very beautiful young woman. He said, would you ever be interested in trying out? My mother said, well, I've never had any show business experience. I'm 16 years old. And he said, well, here's my card. And if you're ever interested, give me a call. So much against her father's wishes, 2 weeks later she called him, and the rest is history. 2 years later she was on Broadway. Every day was a stage play. Every day was an entrance out of something out of Sunset Boulevard. Well, it's really hard to it probably would take 3 films to talk about Bert Bell. He was an individualist. He was a rugged individualist. He lived his life the way he thought it should be lived. One day he got involved with one of his ex-players and coaches, Lud Ray, and actually with my mother, with her money, bought the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, renamed them the Philadelphia Eagles. And in many cases went on from there. I mean, the whole story of the Eagles, they're the worst team in the league, year in and year out. So he decided that one night at a league meeting that he would push through something that he'd been thinking about, which is the first professional draft in any sport.
For 60 or 70,000 people to do this for the Green Bay Packers and the city of Green Bay, it certainly should set an example.
I can remember one time going to a movie with him, which was rare, because he was always working. And we went to see the Pride of the Yankees, the Lou Gehrig story with Gary Cooper. And you always kind of look up to your father, and you think, well, this is somebody bigger than God when you're a little guy. And I remember it at the tearful speech at the end where Gary Cooper replays the speech of Lou Gehrig in Yankee Stadium, and looking up at my father, and there were tears. You couldn't hear him crying, but there were tears coming from both sides of his face. And I said, you know what, that convinced me in many ways. This is a real human being that could get emotional about things, and he was in many ways. Now that I think about what I am doing, which is making my history and part of myself on a videotape for my children and their children, it's an amazing experience. So I would say to you, no matter what it is, do something like this. It's really worthwhile.